give it one more minute and then we can get started.
I just wanted to introduce ourselves. Thank you.
Yeah.
Tom Jordan told us about this meeting. This is Mark and Kim Shortman. We just bought on the lake in Green in November, so we're total newbies to the whole thing. So I'll mute us, but I just wanted to say hi to you guys.
Welcome.
Yeah, seriously, welcome.
Thank
yeah.
you.
Yeah, you posted on our group as well, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I did. Like I said, Tom had forwarded me some information, and I started watching some of the YouTube. Just thanks, and yeah, we support. It kind of made me very nervous thinking we just bought on the lake and all this stuff's going on.
Yeah.
Try and get all your neighbors over in Green to go to the town meeting and support it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And so if I may, and I can always do this later. So one of our neighbors who's a resident of Green was saying that because we're not, even though we pay taxes, we're not part of Green, it says, so we can't vote. But I think according to Maine law, as long as you are paying taxes and have a resident in Maine, you can vote on town issues. You can't vote in federal elections. And so
I think you have to actually be a permanent resident.
It's not what it said. So I'm going to go when I'm up there again. I'm going to try to get to the town hall of Green and just ask the town hall about that, because I did find something online, but you never know what you're really looking at, and was it actually enacted versus was it put forward in front of the state legislature. So that would make a big difference if that was true.
Yeah. That is news to me, but I mean, certainly let us know what you find. Yeah, because that's not, I never thought that. So yeah.
Right. It was very clear in the what I found, that basically it was like a one-page document that basically said, as long as you're paying taxes in a town, and you have the right to do only town issues. So you could vote at town meetings, but you couldn't vote in the national and federal elections or state elections. But you could vote on a town because you're paying taxes in the town.
That's good.
That'd be a big help.
I'll let you know. I mean, that would put a lot more of us who have skin in the game.
Definitely.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, please let us know what you find out.
But it's what I saw, so I'm going to ask the town.
Yeah, they
should.
Yeah, they should be able to tell you for sure.
Yeah. So not to take up your time. I know it's you have to go. But
no, that's okay, and I apologize. Your first meeting is one that's a little bit shorter, but
sorry, he's got another Zoom at 7, so we couldn't stay on long anyway.
Yeah,
that's good information.
Yeah, no, and honestly, that's a part of what this whole thing is about, just sharing information and trying to do stuff that can help. So I very much appreciate it. But I will get started with what we got going on today. And let's just start off with the good news first. Justin, do you want to announce it?
Sure. Hold on. Let me turn on my camera. Leslie's here as well. So after 3 long months, and thank you to the federal government, our Sabattus Pond Watershed Partnership has achieved 501c3 status from the IRS. So that came in a week or two ago. So we are official now. We got the state done in January, and the federal government finally came through. So we are now an official recognized nonprofit.
Yay.
Good.
Yeah. It's a big deal. We've been working towards that for a long time, so definitely appreciate everybody's help. Leslie, Justin, Anthony, Georgia, all of Donna, all of the executive board, and all the membership too, for helping it get it that way. Seriously, it's a big accomplishment, and now we can actually officially raise money for these types of things. So that is definitely something that we are going to focus on moving forward, and we hopefully are going to try to meet this weekend for the board, your temporary board, and we're going to try to meet this weekend and discuss some of those finer details of possibly making a budget of things like Donna you had suggested, and then making sure that we have a list of needs, and making sure that whatever donations we try to solicit are going towards those needs. So that's some work that we have to do, but we definitely wanted to share the good news, and I will make sure I also post that in our Facebook group. But I definitely wanted to do it on the medium that we started in, which was honestly this virtual meeting. So great stuff, very exciting, and I think it's a great step forward. So that's well done, everybody. Seriously, the continued engagement and like the participation and the questions. I mean, it's awesome to see this come together in that way. I mean, honestly, Donna, about this time last year is when I first called you. So, you know, it's kind of
A
great
long
to see
way.
this happen. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So congrats, everybody. I think this is awesome. And we're moving forward. So another thing is that very sorry about not being able to make that. Tom, I believe Tom and his wife were at Gridiron on Monday. I was unfortunately stuck in bumper to bumper traffic, but I also plan to be up sometime next month too. I just have to work out the dates with my brother because he's buying a house. But one of those nights, I'll make sure that we can also set up a time to do an actual in-person meet, and I will make sure I'll be there. So I very much appreciate the patience there, and we can set that up, but that's just coming down the pike. Let's see, the water monitoring program, Lou, I know you just saw, I know you're CC'd on that, but Christine did just email us back to follow up on that. So I just have to dive into that, but that is still ongoing. Yeah, Leslie, Justin, go for it.
Nick, if you want to pull up the link I just put in the chat, that
Yeah.
is the actual state law that was mentioned earlier by Kim.
Yeah, let me share my screen.
Especially with this being a recorded meeting, we can get it on there. The one thing I can't find is a date, but it does say the 124th legislature. So I think just a quick Google search would be able to see what year that actually was passed.
Yeah.
Oh, good. I had posted it to the Facebook page, so that's excellent. Thank
Awesome.
you for doing that.
That was 2008.
2008.
Yeah, that's what it's saying.
So it's been around for a while.
Yeah, I mean, this is great news, and I'm
Yeah,
kind of
that's
shocked that I
huge.
didn't know this. So
Yeah. So can we
That's
vote
sometimes
absentee?
massage, right?
yeah, let's see. Let me zoom in so people can see it better.
Way to go on Kim bringing it on our first meeting.
I know,
Yeah.
huge contribution there.
I'm done. You don't expect anything more from me. That's it. No, it irked me to think I was paying taxes for something that I couldn't do.
Yeah.
On a
So I looked
municipal
at-
budget matter. So that
Yeah.
must mean the warrant articles, I imagine, for yeah, that would
I
count for
would think so, Nick, because all of the warrant articles are the town budgets for each town, and they go warrant by warrant for the articles to set the budget. So the way I
And-
interpret that is Kim's absolutely right that, and I think that's a big bonus for a lot of people
Go down, run just
grouping
about.
on the lake who felt that they wouldn't have a voice when it came time to budget season.
that
Do
is a big
they-
deal. Yeah.
Do they indicate how you can verify? Can they do that at the town meeting? I don't see it anywhere in there. It
Yeah,
says you have to verify.
it says your eligibility from referencing the municipal tax rolls. So if where you're in Sabattus, Ken, you would have to say, you know, whatever your map number, lot number, whatever, however they do it in Sabattus. And you know, the
Bring
same
a
with
copy of my
the-
tax bill.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Bring a copy of your tax bill. That would work. They send it to you, so you obviously own the property there.
Yeah.
But
That's
that
what I
would be,
mean.
that would be
Yeah.
true for you, please, because you are a resident of Lewiston, but you own the. So that means you have a voice.
Yeah, if we're reading this right, and I can call Sabattus tomorrow and try to verify. Their big voter book that they have when you go downstairs. Honestly, if you pay taxes, you probably should be in there because I imagine they just probably print it off.
Well, I'm sure they've got a list of taxpayers.
Yeah,
We didn't get a letter though.
Do you
Yeah,
think
we're
we
not a
can vote?
resident.
Can we vote absentee?
I would assume so. You
Yeah.
should have the option. I mean, the thing is like I don't know if you can vote absentee for town meeting because town meeting is technically
Hand
is
vote?
where the budget items are voted on. So that might be the only thing. So you
Hmm.
may have to be present at the actual town meeting. But that is something I can call and ask about. But thank you very much.
Yes.
I'm just jotting that down.
Um,
Awesome.
And the
Is-
town, does anybody remember when the town meetings are? One early and then two, oh, what?
I
Anybody
think I got it
remember?
in my notes.
Yeah, I can check right here too.
Next.
So Green is having an annual town meeting on the 3rd of August.
Okay, that's the latest
then
one,
the
I think.
Budget vote. Would that be part of this, May 2nd? I only have things from Green. But the thing that got to me in the mail, I took a photo of. So I was trying to remember which one I needed to go to. I thought I needed to be there for the one on the 2nd, for the 3rd, the town meeting, because I thought this was going to be on it.
Yeah, so we have that information. Let me just pull it up. Justin, do you want to go? Do you know the answer to that?
So, Kim, the dates that you received on the flyer in the mail, those are the informational meetings that
Okay.
are being presented to each town for by the dam commission.
Okay.
It doesn't, those are not the dates of the annual town meeting. I do know that Sabattus, I believe, is the first to occur. Wales is the second town meeting to occur, and that is the second Saturday in June. And then Greens is, I believe, Lou, do you remember from the meeting, did they say that that was like the second or third week of August?
That's the first Saturday in August. That would be
First
August
Saturday
3rd.
in August. Okay.
It's August 3rd. Okay. We're scrambling to find a pen. So August 3rd is it in Green. Okay, good. Because we're going to make sure, if nothing, that we clear our calendars to make sure, because we're in Massachusetts, we're going to make sure we're there for that.
Absolutely, yeah.
We
I
have
know
a date status.
yes, we do.
Now, that day on August 3rd, that's the actual town meeting. That's not the hearing.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
The hearing is July 23rd for Green.
All right, we'll make sure we're there. July 23rd.
Yes, lunch.
And is that at do you happen to know the location
That'll be at the firehouse.
in Green?
Yep.
Okay. We'll figure out where that is. We've only been there a handful of times.
Whereabouts are you?
We're on Lake Shore in Green.
Oh, right off Barnard
Right.
Cove?
Yep, right off there.
Okay.
We're we're just 2 places down from Tom Jordan.
All right, so it looks like the Wales meeting, the informational one, is May 1st. The Sabattus Town informational meeting is May 2nd, and the Green informational meeting is July 23rd. But their town meetings is where you will be voting on them. So, and I'm not sure if the warrants are finalized yet. So that actual meeting might not be on the books. But that is something we can certainly figure out too. So
Before you have to quit for the evening, Nick, is there any update on the dam? Does Lou have any update?
I don't think they met, Lou. Is that right? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We canceled last week because of the weather.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what they've done, Wayne, is what we've done. We opened up the dam a few weeks ago because it's really high, as you know. And then it came down quite a bit so that they shut it to about, I don't know, 85% of it. So it's still coming out a little bit now, but the main part of it's been shut for now.
I think it's going over the top too, because it dropped down some within the past week or so. It dropped it a couple inches. Then it's probably going to come back up again.
Probably
Yeah.
will.
Yeah. So, but I did notice the other day when we were up there that my son Sea-Doo lift was underwater the other day, and there was 3 or 4 inches sticking out when we were up there yesterday.
It went down quite a bit since it was opened. I think it went down like 3 inches a day.
So,
3.5 inches a day.
Yeah,
was
could be.
It needed it.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I know, like I say, I did notice that it was definitely down. But this rain tomorrow is gonna, or Friday's gonna bring it back up again.
Yeah, I know when I went up on Friday, all the snow was there down in Sabattus. Then when I came back, a lot of it was already melted. So on Monday.
so the discussions about what they're gonna fund the dam to redo the dam has not come to vote yet.
No,
Are we anywhere,
sorry.
are we anywhere near that, or is it still in the talking phase?
I mean, I know it's nearby, and I know they scheduled those informational meetings that like about a month or so away from the actual town meetings to try to keep them fresh in people's minds, if I remember right. And honestly, Sabattus typically has it in the beginning of May, so I'm not sure about Wales and Green, but it might be even sooner than that. So we have those informational meetings on May 1st for Wales, May 2nd for Sabattus, and July 23rd for Green. And I'm pretty sure that the town meetings where they would then vote on that would be very shortly after, like within the month, typically. Yeah.
When you say vote, Nick, does that mean voting for the funding?
Yes. Voting to approve funding it. Yeah.
Do you do you see any support for it, or is it still some negative from Green, or is there any update on that, Lou?
I just heard that this one person, that's the selectman, that's not for it. But
And he still hasn't changed.
I'm sorry, you got cut off.
How many selectmen vote?
I think there's 5.
5, so there's a majority rule, is that how it goes?
So town meeting is actually there's just one vote in that. It's everybody present at town meeting makes up who can pass it. So if there's a good turnout, one person or a couple people might not make that much of a difference if they're a no. But if there isn't a good turnout, it can make a difference. So that's why it's important to like encourage everybody that can go and vote to make sure they definitely do try and go and vote. And that's definitely like, more directed towards the people who are watching after the fact or something, it's a significant thing. And it definitely is something I think people should be concerned about. And if one town votes it down, Lou, from my understanding, is that correct? It does not pass, correct?
That's right.
Okay, yeah.
All 3 of us have to agree, just like the funding for the $3,000 usually.
Mhm.
And that's the other thing. This year, if this is passed, we won't be asking for the $3,000 from each town this year only.
Yeah.
If that's passed.
Is that going to interrupt any of your operations or anything? No. Okay, yeah. Okay. So since we do have some new members here, and I have, let's see, we talked about the nonprofit status. Does anybody else have any updates they'd like to share or talk about? I kind of wanted to leave some room for questions if there's any new people that do have some questions. But anything else we'd like to talk about tonight that they've noticed?
I got one thing.
Yeah, go for it.
There are 2 other bond issues that will probably be going up. So that'll be like considered competition maybe. One is for broadband. And I think that's 135, I'm not sure, 135,000. Then the other one is for the Main Street Bridge. So these are 2 bond issues in addition to ours. So they're going to try to sell theirs as well, like we
For
are.
each town?
Green.
Just
Oh, for Green, okay.
This is Green.
Is that a public option for internet that Green is offering?
There's 119 people that don't have fast speed broadband.
Mhm.
So they want to make it 100% like all the other towns.
Okay, yeah, okay. I mean, that's a great point. Oh, man. I think there's something in the infrastructure bill about that, but I may be wrong. Okay, thanks, Lou. Anything else before we open it up for just general questions or anything like that? Sorry. Is that road in Green fixed, Lou, or is that still under repair? No, yeah, I didn't
No.
think so.
In fact, I saw another sinkhole just a few hundred yards away from it on Sawyer.
Really?
They got it blocked off now, I think.
Mm.
Well,
All right. Okay. Anybody have any questions they want to ask? I know there's a couple new people on here, but feel free. We have some time.
I have just, I'm sorry I'm like this, but just one more
No.
question for you.
Yeah.
If the three towns all don't agree and it gets turned down, the dam, what happens?
So we are looking into that right now. We're trying to get in contact with the state. And Lou, I know that the dam commission has said a couple of things, but the timeline on that is a little unclear. Do you, I know their official stance is that the state will eventually come in and release the dam. Is that, and like open it up for 24/7, 365? Is that right?
Permanently, right.
Permanently. Okay.
Yeah.
And that's to avoid any like catastrophic failure of it from not being repaired. Is that correct?
I think so. They discovered that a few years ago, and but the time is now.
Yeah. Do you have a time frame of when that might happen if this does not pass this summer? Would it be instant? Would it be a year or two?
I don't know.
You don't know. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, we are also trying to get in contact with the DEP to try to find a little bit more of a clear timeline on that. That is still in process, but we will certainly keep you updated when that happens.
We want to avoid that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes. Yeah.
Have they done a tax revenue analysis of all of the revenue that would be lost by not having lakefront and everybody selling low then and moving on? Or not everybody, I'm being dramatic, but with that loss, by not going forward with this, each of these towns need that tax revenue, and they're going to lose that. Has
Justin?
that analysis been done?
Yeah. Yeah, it has. Justin, do you have your hand up? Yeah. Do you want to answer that or?
So I was kind of only half listening and I apologize, but I wanted to, especially with Kim talking. So I've been diving a little bit more down the rabbit hole from that amendment that I posted earlier.
Mhm.
I went to the 124th legislature and it looks like from committee, it got reported out of ought not to pass. And I can't find it in the 124th legislature under Title 21 because it says 111B, municipal budget matters. It's only 111A, and then it goes right to 112. So I think that it was an amendment that was put through in the state, but it was voted out of committee and was therefore not voted into law.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah,
is
I wondered about that.
unfortunate because that would have had a really big effect for not only us,
Right.
but everybody in the state of Maine who owns second property and rental and seasonal and whatever the case may be. So
Yeah.
I wondered about that. That's why I said I wasn't sure if it was totally enacted.
yeah, it was voted ought not to pass, so it did not unfortunately get voted into state law. What that does mean is you can't vote, but you can speak at the town meeting.
Okay,
Okay.
I have no problem.
And I'm sorry, what was the other question you asked him? I was in the middle of reading that state statute.
Oh,
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it was if
It
they
was-
had done a financial analysis of the tax revenue that would be lost from people selling or the lakefront property tax value. And Lou, they definitely have. Is that right? I don't know how rigorous it was, but they did calculate how much it would be, how much would be lost, and then I guess how quickly that would be paid back if this like $385,000 from each town were invested in the repair of the dam.
Hey, Nick, from
Yeah.
what I remember from a couple of the past meetings, somebody had done an analysis for Green, and they would lose $150,000 a year in extra money for lakefront and lakeshore property. And from what I remember in the meetings, the actual cost of the town over the 10-year period would be $40,000. So
That's
it's
like
not hard to do the
no-brainer.
math on that.
Right. these, these communities seem to really need that tax base.
It's
Right,
actually
well-
about 70,000.
What's that?
Yeah.
It's actually about 70,000.
Oh,
Well,
a year. Yeah, the cost.
Thought the
Uh,
cost was
Agreed.
over a 10-year, thought there was over a 10-year period for the 400,000. A 10-year bond.
If we go with a 10-year bond. I was talking to
Oh.
Carol today. They're not sure if it's going to be a 10-year. They may go a 1 year or a 3 year.
Uh,
Oh, okay.
I wasn't aware of that till today.
Yeah, because when we discussed it before, we were talking about 10-year bond.
But as far as the money, it's 152,000 that they would lose that the lakefront property subsidizes
Right.
A
And
year.
that's
a year.
agreed.
So,
that was
so
just
in a matter of 4 years, they would be in debt. They would be negative values.
Less than that,
Yeah. Yeah,
under 3 years.
exactly.
That money's got to
Yeah.
come from somewhere.
Yeah, that gets, people get very short-sighted when they start seeing this money stuff. They don't get that.
Common sense is out.
Yeah. And we definitely have, and Lou, for those who don't know, Lou Morin is a green member on the Sabattus Dam Commission. Yeah, so. All right, any other questions or concerns?
So it was 150 from Green. What was it from Wales and Sabattus?
I don't think we got those numbers. Yeah, I don't think they
No?
said those numbers. Yeah.
It won't take long to get though.
I'd be willing to bet the numbers would be similar.
I would
Well,
imagine so.
they'll have that information at the informational meetings, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, we'll be prepared.
All right. Any other questions, comments, concerns?
Once the dam is gone, does that mean the lake is gone for good?
So, from what I've read and heard, if the dam was opened 24/7, 365 days, the state wouldn't be paying to, oh great, the state wouldn't be paying to remove the dam, from my understanding. They would just be opening it up completely. Is that right, Lou?
I believe that's what it is.
Okay. So, I mean, either way, it would essentially be open, and, it would let the water flow freely through that dam. And it would probably be more, hold on, I can share my screen real quick. I have a map right here. I did see and talk to the Sabattus Historical Society a long time ago, back 2 Octobers ago, when I was originally doing this research. And from my understanding, the dam, or from my understanding, the pond originally was, here we go. The pond originally was this northern part primarily. And then when the dam was put in place down here, and it was just a river that ran down to where the dam actually is, which is right here. So from my understanding, it would have probably be that northern part again, where the tributaries are coming into the pond itself, up around here, a little bit down here. And then eventually it would just be condensed into a smaller stream that probably winds its way through here, depending on the elevation underneath the water. And then eventually just heading down towards there. So I think from what I saw, it would say anywhere between 8 feet, 8 to 12 feet, Lou. I think that was from one of the dam commission, but
I heard 8 feet.
8 feet. Okay.
Well, considering most of the lake is only 12 to 16 feet deep, doesn't leave
Exactly.
much.
Yeah. And I think I do have a map of the depth. Yeah, I mean, this is quite some time ago, but yeah, I mean, up here you have 3, 4 feet, 10, 13, 8. So I mean, you're talking a substantial drop in depth all around the pond. Leslie, Justin, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, in going with this map and what you're talking about, Nick, with how much water would go down, Lou, do you know how far they lower the dam in the fall? Is it 4 feet?
Yeah, I think since they've been doing it the last few years, I think it's been 4 feet. That sounds about right.
So I think that meeting that I was at, Lou, when they talked about this, and they said that they would open the dam fully, that would draw down the lake 8 to 10 feet. So what that would mean for property owners is if the new air quote, and I know I'm not on video, but I'm doing air quotes actually, high water mark would be where that water would be once the dam is fully opened. And if you're further than 250 feet away, you're not considered in the shoreland zone. So I don't think you would qualify for paying waterfront property taxes. And that is, I think, where those numbers were coming from, that people were talking about of the lost tax revenue. So that would require somebody having to go out and measure from that new high water mark horizontally to your property line and making sure that it was that far away. Most of the properties on this lake are actually really close to the water. There are a few that are further back, so I don't know how many properties that would actually impact. Like I know the cove that I live in, we're all 20 feet or less from the water. So
Yeah.
If you drop
Same
that
thing.
water 10 feet, though, you don't have much left.
yep.
So Justin, you said 250 feet?
Well, that's the shoreland zoning. Is the shoreland zoning is 250 feet from the high water mark to the edge of the property, but I don't know how that would equate to waterfront taxes. I don't know if that's different or not, but I do know that for those of us who've been following it, there's actually an article in the paper today about the Sebago Lake property with the guy from Auburn, with the legislative action that we talked about, I don't know, a month or two ago in our meeting that was passed by the governor and signed into law. They actually fined that guy like $650,000 plus a restoration work that he had to do.
That was a settlement. He decided not to go to court because they didn't know if they'd win or not.
Yep.
The town wasn't sure whether or not they had a strong enough case, and they ended up settling. But the guy's obviously got plenty of money. He got 600 feet on Sebago.
It's gonna be interesting to see what happens.
Let's hope it does not get to that point. That's the plan at least. So let's see. Does the dam commission plan to try again if that happens, Lou? Has anybody talked about that? If it does not pass?
Well, I mean, it depends when the state's going to step in and open the dam. If they're going to do it next year, then we could try. I don't know for sure.
Yeah.
Well, there's always the option of trying to find more grant money too.
Georgia?
I think that I was just going to ask about grant money and its availability in future funding cycles. If the towns do vote no, well, what are the chances of getting some grant funding?
That I know they've tried to submit at least 2 or 3. Is that right, Lou? Over the past few years or the past year?
Recently, yeah. We were a little bit late and didn't have someone to actually check out the grants. I know you offered, but it was getting late. We just didn't have enough time. So maybe if it doesn't pass, we'd have enough time for the following year. Do it right.
Yeah, like I sent Nick the contact info for a friend of my daughter's that actually does that for a living. So I don't know if he sent that to you yet, Lou, or not, but she's a good possibility because she does the research as far as trying to find grants.
I did speak with her. Very impressive like work that she's done and the skills that she does do. I plan to bring it up at the board meeting or the board meeting this weekend that we have, because she sent over a proposal too, and I think it is very reasonable. She does do the research behind the grants and stuff, which is a great thing. And she drafts primarily everything, I think, but the budget type stuff, which works out. And it was pretty reasonable. So I'm excited to see how that turns out. But yeah. Whether or not for grant opportunities for the dam commission, I think, Lou, are you having a meeting this month or no? Just
Well, we weren't planning on it, but we do want to meet before the hearings.
yeah.
So the hearings are the 1st of May. So yeah, we're going to meet before. It's just not scheduled yet.
Okay. Can you let me know when you do get that info?
Sure.
Awesome. All right, everyone. It is 6:40. So I do got to jump off, but anything else real quick before we go? I will post this meeting, but I'll post it when I get back tonight or either tomorrow morning, depending if it's too late. But yeah.
Okay.
No problem. Thanks for everything you do, Nick.
Hey, it takes a team, a group of people, that's for sure. So all right. Okay, everyone. Georgia, did you have something to say? Sorry, you went off mute. No. Okay. Cool. Awesome. Thank you all, and I will see you next time. Yeah, our next meeting should be on not next week, but the 24th, I believe. So, and I'll be in communication with you guys after our meeting, after our short meeting this Sunday, and talk about some next steps and stuff like that. I will also probably make a post tomorrow about us getting our nonprofit status, so be on the lookout for that. And again, thanks so much for all the engagement and the participation. I mean, it matters. So,
All right.
have a great day.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks,
Thank
Nick.
you.
You guys-
Night.
All right.